This is NHTV2, North Haven Government Television, a service of North Haven Community Television. The following program is brought to you through the support of the town of North Haven.
Okay, we're on. Good evening, everyone. Welcome Planning and Zoning for our March 3rd, 2025. My name is Vern Carlson, and I'm the chairman of the commission. We have a kind of a short agenda tonight. We don't have any applications whatsoever, but we do have some few things to deal with. But first off, let me introduce our staff, which is Andy Belvalacca, out to my extreme right, town engineer, Alan Fredrickson, our land use administrator. Catania is our court reporter, and Christine Hilton is our staff secretary. Ken?
I'm Ken Quick, I'm a regular member.
Rod Williams, regular member.
Paul Wyman, Vice Chair.
Brian Cummings, Secretary. Mark Parisi, alternate.
Okay, with that being said, Alan, do you have any changes to the agenda?
We do. Item number 1, P2502, relative to 101 Powdered Metals Drive, will not be heard this evening. They
Okay.
need to get out of
folks,
wetlands.
Anybody's here for that? We're not gonna hear that. With that, we're gonna start right off here. We're just gonna go right into, we're in deliberation, actually. Holy moly.
Now we gotta hear the
Wow.
change to use.
Yeah, we got,
Change to use.
yeah, we got two changes of use here. We'll go to the change of use first, I guess. The 202 Universal Drive. Someone here for that? Alan?
Why don't you start with the items under other?
You want to do under?
The
Okay.
dumpster.
Yeah, why don't you do 260 Quinnipiac and how about
Okay.
that?
Okay, 260 Quinnipiac Avenue. We have a site plan for that. We want the gentleman
Wait.
wants to move the dumpster from one side of the yard to the, is that step
Concrete.
forward?
Good evening, Joe Charliglio, whatever,
That's what I was asking.
Okay.
260. I presented a revised plot plan for the relocation of the dumpster pad. It was originally placed at the mid right-hand corner of the lot, and after trying to keep a better, cleaner profile of the parking area, I just felt that it may be more suitable to put this dumpster pad in the far left-hand corner. So it's easier access for the trucks in and out and move. That's the whole reason behind it. And it wouldn't interfere with any of the parking conditions there at all, so.
Right.
I was asked to propose additional paved area to get to the parking, the dumpster pad, which I'm in favor of that, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, so you're gonna put a, you got a pad there already for this? You're gonna put a pad?
We haven't poured the pad yet.
Yep.
We're looking to pour it, but prior to pouring it,
Okay.
I would like permission to do so.
Sure enough. And you're gonna put some trees around it from what I see here.
I have
And a
three
fence?
giant trees that I would like to buffer the back property and the left and the whole right side of the property there.
Okay.
So, which would make it
Yeah,
even more
more
private
with the fence.
in that back corner.
Okay.
Where's the existing dumpster?
This is a new building that we're in construction still, and it was proposed at the right-hand corner of the parking area. I have the original approved plan here with me. If you need to see it, I'd be happy to show it to you. I just felt that that would be like right in the mid-center of the parking area and a bit invasive, so I felt if we could tuck it to the far left-hand corner, it would kind of fit with the integrity of the building a bit more.
If you look at the rear parking area, it's on the north side, the top of the page. If you approach the back lot, you take the right, and if you went straight ahead, that was where the dumpster was.
Okay.
Against the northerly property line.
Like under
you.
with the N84, where it says N84, right under that.
Yeah, maybe a little to the left of that,
Okay.
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
Okay, thanks.
By the way, that's a nice building.
Thank you.
Everyone's
Does look
asking,
good, yeah.
what is that beautiful building that's there?
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I
it's
appreciate
great.
it. I appreciate it.
I have just one question, and I apologize, I didn't look at it ahead of time. I'm just curious as to the two abutting neighbors to that corner, are they, either of them currently residential?
No, actually, the one on the left is a commercial, it's a hazmat training center.
Okay.
And the one to the far rear, private individual, there's a fence, I had conversation with him, gentleman, and is not opposed to anything.
That used to be the cigar.
Yes.
Silverdale Cigar.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Especially with the trees that we're proposing, they're kind of fast-growing and very tight-knit trees, so it would create a pretty good buffer.
Pretty well detailed on the site plan. Any other questions there, Ron?
Oh, yeah.
You guys all set?
I have no further questions.
Ron?
Yeah, I guess I'm good. It feels kind of far back if there's residential right there, but I'll take your word for it.
Okay. Okay, good enough. Gentlemen, anything else? No. Staff?
No.
Okay, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Now we got 290 Washington, which is the fairground, but
Hi, I'm Roger Fudgio, new guy on the block here. Fudgio, P-O-G-G-I-O, from the North Haven Fair. We're planning on having equipment auction, the same as we had the last couple of years. And we're asking for permission to do it. Everything will be the same as last year. We'll start loading the equipment from the south side of the property by the restrooms and stay as far away from Fair Lawn and Pool Road as we can. We plan on putting new signs out there on Pool Road to make sure they all come in on Washington Avenue.
right, well, you're gonna block off Fairlawn Road anyways, aren't you?
We're gonna,
You're not gonna use Fairlawn Road at all?
no, we don't use Fair Lawn.
You're gonna block off the entrance at
No,
the
they
end of Fair
We
Lawn.
did have
Yeah,
a
right.
cop down there last year.
Yeah, that's closed all the time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we plan on, just putting signs up there and at the end of Fair Lawn, so they don't go down Fair Lawn and trying to get in and have to make a U-turn or whatever they do.
One question, did they fix the Google Maps? Because they were directing all the tractor trailers.
I'm not sure, I didn't get that answer, I don't have that answer.
Last, they said they were working on it.
They said they're working on it, and they did, the commission approved the truck auction last year.
Yeah.
And I don't recall hearing any specific complaints of that nature about it, from the folks
2
on
years ago, it
Fairlawn.
was really
It seemed to have worked.
Google Maps was bringing them
They
through.
were,
Fairlawn.
yeah.
Right.
For whatever
They-
reason,
They
yeah.
would put in North Haven Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They wouldn't put in 290 Washington Avenue. So we're working with the contractor and everything to make sure
You're
it's
gonna make
290.
sure all your information to them says the correct address.
Yes,
Well, y'all came in from Washington Avenue last year.
yeah, we did. Yeah.
Ken?
So if I have to sit out there, I'll sit out there, type of thing. Some of,
1 second, sir. Ken?
I guess my only question is, you're asking for just basically a permanent approval for not having to come before us any longer
Yes.
with this plan, right?
unless we do make a change and then we
Yeah.
come.
Is that, would you be willing to accept some sort of a term in between? Just I know, things after a certain amount of time, people aren't paying attention, they may not be evaluating your plan, things like that on a regular basis. I'm not saying we need to do it annually, like that can be cumbersome and things like that. But would there
Well, that would be
be a?
better than every year.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm sure
no.
we would, we don't have a problem with that.
So was there a term that you would be acceptable
Well,
to you?
the forever one is the best one.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, so a 5-year term?
5 years, I think is
5 or 10
reasonable.
years even?
5, 10 would be,
Yeah.
If you wanted to do that, and that, that's fine with me.
We'd have to manage it, though.
Yeah.
If you wanted to require them to submit a letter just to land use that we could give to the commission that would just say, this year will be on this particular date. And we will do the same things we were doing relative to the road, relative to the loading of the vehicles and all that, but not required to have to come before the commission again. I
Well,
think that would be valuable if you, but it would be valuable to know what the date is.
It would be, but, you know, they still gotta go before police and fire. They gotta go
Yeah.
before police and fire.
We're always talking to the police. and
I
fire.
understand that, I
never-
understand it, but I wanna make sure Alan understands.
Yeah,
Whether we wanna have them not come before the commission or come before.
I'm
the
okay
commission.
with it not coming before the commission, but it'd be good to get a notification almost of.
Oh, we gotta know what's going on.
That it would be on a particular date and, you know, be conducted, what the date and the hours might be, something
No,
like
you're
that.
saying an administrative sign off.
It would be
Is that what you're
okay.
saying?
Sure.
Yeah.
You wanna do administratively?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's just fine,
We'll do that.
and if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah, well, we still gotta know, Ken, we
Yeah, I
gotta know when
think-
it's coming.
I think, you know, because the commission itself changes, you know, and just a permanent one, I think it's prudent to just have
well,
it
that's reasonable.
periodical evaluation and stuff like that. You know, the fair personnel changes itself, what was
Right.
agreed upon changes and things like that, so.
You could even do, just provide us with a letter, you know, in advance,
Right.
telling us when it would be, and then unless we get back to you and stipulate we want to change, have it go on from that point on, without appearing before you. Just another idea, whatever you want to
Well, I
do.
still want you to notify the office.
It'd be good to know what
when you're
weekend,
planning.
or what day it is, right? It's
Okay.
one day,
When you're
right?
having it,
One-
they can do it
Yeah, so the
administratively,
event
but
is
not.
one day, but
Well,
the
yeah.
equipment comes in for about 2.5 weeks
Right,
before,
yeah.
and goes out about 2.5 weeks.
It's a 5-week period you're talking about.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
Roger, you're gonna be storing the equipment the same place it was stored last year, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Backed off from Fairview, so.
as far
Yeah.
off of Fairview as we can.
Okay, very good.
So we're gonna start on the south side by the restrooms or the back side of the arena, and then bring it across.
That's good. Thank you.
Okay.
Outside?
Okay, any
Thank
other
you.
question?
So they'll vote momentarily.
Okay, yeah, no, I understand. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Now we got Universal Drive. 202 Universal Drive.
102.
102.
I don't see anyone here for that particular item. If you'd like to skip to 401 Sackett Point, I think
Okay.
there's representation for that.
How about 40,
We're all one.
step forward.
Hello, my name is John Brandon Benevento.
I'm Amy Benevento.
Benevento. And we are requesting a change of use for 401 Sackett Point Road to it's an a plumbing HVAC contractor that's moving in to the building.
So you're gonna have some warehouse?
Yeah, it's warehouse. The building is mostly warehouse. It has a few offices in front of it. It's basically a freestanding building, although it at one point had been connected to the building next to it. So sometimes they're described as one building, but it's really separate from there's a computer installation company next door, computer system.
399.
Yeah, 399 Sackett Point Road. And there's another contractor in back in a separate building.
You're gonna be fabricating ductwork there?
Yeah, yeah.
And how about outside storage? You only showed 10 parking spots.
Yeah, nothing major. They have, they told me they have 4 trucks, and it sounds like most of them go home. I think some of them might stay, but they only have 4 altogether, and it sounds like they drive them for the most part.
Had you had approval for outside storage at all?
Oh, yeah, there's a trailer there. It's gonna be leaving.
Okay.
So there's plenty of room there for that. Yeah, we've never had any issues.
Right.
I put down 10, but the truth is, there's
Yeah,
a lot of
that's
sort of lot in the back.
Brian, you got anything?
No, I think, John, years ago, I think my boss rented the building in West Haven from your father.
Yeah.
And then on Front Street.
Yeah, I think I remember that building, yeah.
No, I have no questions.
Ken?
No, I have no questions.
Rod?
So is it gonna be where the architectural salvage place was? Like,
No, that's somewhere else. I think this is about, I've been around this building about 20 years and we've never had that use.
okay, I was thinking of a different building.
It was.
It's got a
familiar.
big parking lot next to it with a bunch of trucks and like pipes now in the front of it.
I think this is across the street.
No.
Is it across the street?
This is a couple down from the Tilcon.
Oh, on the Tilcon side?
Yeah, the Tilcon
Okay,
side.
I'm thinking of the wrong
Across the
place.
street from Circle
Okay.
Life here.
Okay, all right, cool, I have no questions.
Closer to state.
I was thinking different property. Okay, thanks.
Kind of between Praxair and the fence company?
Yeah, okay, I'm familiar with that.
I'm good.
You good? Okay. Well, good.
I'm good, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Very good.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
So I'll ask you something. Okay, I don't see anyone here from the smoothie store. Despite the fact that I don't particularly care for smoothies, I could sort of represent them if you'd like.
Please do that.
Question then.
If it-
What do you do? Get your
Please, my
haircut,
wife
drink
loves smoothies, so.
Is that what
Hey,
happens?
what's not to like?
That's what you
So
do.
It says
you
hair
can
salon.
go to-
Present, it says-
Hair
okay.
salon and
So
smoothie.
they're just saying it's gonna be a restaurant, that's all.
Well, it is either principally a takeout, sort of food
Okay.
preparation place. So if you want to, it's a smoothie store. I don't know how many employees there would be. There's a size here. It would go, there's still a salon there, and I think there was sort of a, okay, so a hair salon, so the nail and eyebrow place, I think, stays. But between there and GameStop,
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
there's a space, and I guess that's where this would go. So, I don't know much more about it, other than the fact that there's a whole lot of parking in that joint lot. I don't see a particular issue with it. I know that the applicants and the managers were from out of state, and they thought they would have the end user here, but anyway, I don't know. It's not a really complex or,
They still have to go through the Board of Health, and I guess
They
make
do.
sure they have whatever they need for their grease separator being and becoming a restaurant. So the building's not set up for it, they're not gonna be able to open it. My guess is,
yeah, yeah.
I still don't know how to, don't think.
So
about it.
hopefully it's not a smoothie slash nuclear power plant kind of thing,
Yeah,
but if you're, on the proviso that it would just be a smoothie place, I guess, you know, you could potentially approve it if you'd like.
Well,
Well, they're gonna have
We're
to
just
get the
gonna,
approval
we're just gonna
from the
change
health.
from a service to a restaurant. Is that-
Yeah, I think it would be good.
Any questions?
center is big
No, I
enough,
have no
it's not gonna
questions.
impact anything.
Right.
No questions.
Gentlemen? No questions. Good to go?
Ferraris doesn't sell smoothies?
No, that's not.
Okay, I would, think I'll entertain a motion to go into deliberation.
I'll make a motion to go into deliberations.
Have a second?
I'll second it.
All seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, first one up here would be 260 Quinnipiac Avenue. Move the dumpster from one side to the other, and the way it shows it on the site plan, which would be with a fence around it and plantings, and looks pretty nice.
I think it looks nice.
Can I get a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve 260 Quinnipiac Avenue.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Beautiful. Okay, 290 Washington Avenue. The fairground. It's the motion to approve it the way he's presented it, and along with that motion, in the future, you can contact the office and they can approve it administratively unless there's some sort of change that they don't feel comfortable with. Can I get a motion?
What will be the term of them doing that? Every year, you're thinking? Is that
Every
what you
year,
mean?
every year they gotta know they're gonna be there.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. can
I think that sounds good, right? Just
Okay.
having something that's not 100 or permanent,
And
I
if
thought would
there's
be
no
pretty.
major changes.
No major
Yeah.
changes,
Just
they'll- if you
administrative.
get a green light.
If you wanted to say until such time as the commission determines that that's no longer appropriate,
No,
or
we
just
can-
throw
we can
something that
change it any
says,
time, yeah.
until such time that the administrative approval be revoked.
Okay.
I don't know,
But I
That's
mean,
good.
how are we gonna know that, like, if there's other people on the board, or is anyone gonna know to even say, wait a second, what about that fair thing? I don't have a problem with that, I just.
No, they can't. They can't.
Sometimes
Yeah.
they just,
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, if things
Yeah.
don't change, then you really wouldn't have a big reason to. But if
Right.
something came up around town that was an issue
start
with the
getting some
fairgrounds,
complaints
all of a
you
sudden
know,
there's
give you
like
the opportunity to
5,000
flag that before they.
tractors.
Yeah, but don't
that's
forget,
right.
Rod, they gotta fire and police first.
so they might make
Good, I mean,
planning and
that's
zoning
gonna
aware.
pull the trigger on everything,
Okay,
you know. Is it okay?
sure.
Okay, okay. Can I get a motion to approve with that language? Anyone?
I'll make a motion to approve with that.
Okay, I have a motion. Can I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
That takes care of that. And now we got down here 102.
Yes, yeah.
102, I got that number stuck there. But anyways, we got 102 Universal Drive, we're from service to a restaurant. They're gonna, we just talked about the smoothies and stuff.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Okay, I have a motion.
And I'll
second.
Yep, Rod, second.
Okay, we
Good
have,
job presenting to us.
okay, I have a motion.
Who
and
had
a
the second? You?
No,
Oh,
Rod.
okay.
Rod,
Sorry.
second, it. Okay. Woo.
Stealth second. I
Yeah,
tried.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. You did
Thank
say.
you.
Okay. I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're good to go. Thank you. The 401 Saca Point Road, changing, well, it's just gonna be, part of it's gonna be a warehouse and some manufacturing in that building there, which looks okay, I guess, to everybody. Can I get a motion to approve that?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, good to go. Okay, now we got the minutes to February 3rd, 2025 meetings. Can I get a motion to approve those minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the February meeting.
Brian?
Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Before you adjourn, I'd just like to draw the commission's attention to the correspondence, because there are a couple of reg changes that are proposed in adjacent towns.
bring the whole thing up from Wallingford there, will you please?
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Starting with Wallingford, there are two things they're doing. They're trying to help their winery businesses over on the east side of town. And they're changing the definition of a winery, and they're proposing to, it's not approved yet. And they're proposing to permit them to import grapes and make wine with grapes from California or some other, the important thing being off-site location. So they don't have to be grapes grown right there on that property, which they feel will help their end product quite a bit and make them a little more viable. So we'll see how it goes, I'm not sure. The second amendment that they're proposing has to do with signage. And they are attempting to clarify their prohibition of billboards. And billboards are not legal right now, and they're trying to clarify that. A billboard, like in town North Haven, if you have a billboard that's existing, like at the fairgrounds, okay, you got it. I don't know how you got it in 1964, whatever it is, we honor that. But they won't let you increase the size of it to any great extent anyway, but no new billboards. And if you look at the text of this, it's prohibiting it. And I know we got some contradictory info last time when there was an application, and I thought they said billboards are permitted in Wallingford. They're permitted in Meriden, within
Meriden was, but
certain
not
conditions,
And
which is
that's a
true.
fine line.
Yeah, they led us to believe that if they weren't on the Wallingford 91 strip, they weren't letting them, but they made it sound as if they were allowed in the town of Wallingford.
No, that's in.
Only
Meriden.
existing-
The signs you're talking about, Mark?
No,
Existing
I'm just saying,
billboards.
when we had that application, the applicant, it made it sound as if
Oh,
Wallingford.
okay, did make it sound, but
Yeah.
they're actually in Meriden.
Yeah, well, I know they were
No,
American.
they have some in Wallingford,
They do?
existing. yeah.
Those DiMartino ones are in Wallingford?
No.
Or
No,
Meriden?
Yes, they are. I'm sorry, in Meriden.
Meriden.
They're in Meriden.
But
As
there's
you go
some,
north.
you're getting off 13, there's
Yeah,
Albert Steel
yeah.
Yeah,
billboard, there's some other ones around there.
But
as well, but they've been there, you're saying their grandfather?
yeah, that's correct. And in order to alter them, to go from sort of a hard copy billboard to an electronic requires a special permit. And to do any modification to them requires a special permit. But just to read, in terms of the definitions, sign, off-premise advertising sign, a sign which directs attention to a business, product, service, entertainment, or other activity conducted, sold, offered, created, or furnished at a location other than the premises on which the sign is erected. Off-premise advertising signs, comma, including billboards, are prohibited. So that's about as clear as you can get. You don't have anything that says, that adds that last sentence, but your prohibition of them is you can't have a sign that applies to or advertises something that's not on that premises. So, and the billboard, to us, we have size requirements. You can't go over 10% of the wall area of a building. You can't project over the roof. If you have a sign and it's just sliding up, 2 feet, that's illegal. Laura will not approve that. So, anyway, existing signs are existing signs. God love you, you got them, you get them. So,
Okay.
but anyway.
Does this mean that, should we enhance our current regulations?
I don't think so, but I just, I think it's clear to me, if I were rewriting it, I might say, that's it, it's prohibited, whatever, in effect. And they're being very clear about it, but I think it is clear in that sense. The Hamden regs, they're tweaking some of their housing incentive zones. They're making the apartment size much larger than what it was before. They're going with bigger numbers, 1,500 square feet and all that. So that's part of
As a minimum?
Pardon?
As a minimum?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
What's the 600?
So if you take a look at what it is, but they're changing, a lot of that. So you could take a look and,
They're going from 1,200 maximum to 1,400 and 1,350.
they're allowing 4 and 5 bedrooms and such. So they're trying to get some housing going.
Does this go hand in hand with the one we saw last month? With the one that was at the end of Hartley Street?
Trying to think of what that was. I think it does. It's maybe not brought by the same developer, I'm not sure.
But it would affect them with the.
I think so. I think it's all part of the same, sort of addressing the same problem. You may have something coming, a couple of things coming having to do with housing.
Warner Road?
No. But,
What about Warner Road? Repaving it?
No.
I haven't heard any requests on that to modify anything out there. Well, other than just sort of spitballing.
They're still advertising.
Good evening, may I have your attention,
They're
please?
still advertising
The North
rents
Haven
there.
Library will be closing in 30 minutes.
Multiple.
Computers,
That's,
calculators,
one of
Wi-Fi will
my
be shutting down in 15
constituents
minutes.
reached out about that.
Purchases
Is,
for the book the
Was
front
that
tap
set
deck
up
along
originally
the
as
library card
a rental?
application Must be completed by 7:45.
Say again,
Thank
If you,
The
if you
original-
decide,
The original permits for doing that housing development, was it proposed as a rental?
well, no,
No,
but it doesn't matter. What I'm
That's-
saying is, they're single-family residences on individual lots, so it's not multifamily. If you decided you're gonna buy a new house, whether it's elsewhere in North Haven or whether it's in Albuquerque, you could rent your house
Yeah.
out, and that's legal as a single family. Their issue and the issue of the neighbors is they've been looking for a real stretch of our in-law regulations. So the way ours are interpreted at this time is you have a single-family residence, that's clear. So if you want an in-law setup, it has to be communicating. You can't have to go outside to get in there. You are living as a single family. So you can walk from one area of the house to the other area of the house to not go outside. This is something you may want to enhance the definition of in the coming.
You know why? Because these are large houses.
We're gonna do
and
that
they're-
soon.
They're talking about putting 6 rentals in there. They're advertising them on Facebook for rent.
I heard that, yeah.
Or
That's more
something
people
that-
in that place.
Something we might interpret
Not
as a
yet,
two-family possible.
Don't we
It's
have
not
an
even
ordinance
finished.
that the number
That's
of
right there.
unrelated people
One of
living in a home?
them.
Yes, but it's very difficult to enforce.
Exclusively.
Well,
I've had
we
so
do,
many
it's not an ordinance.
Inquiries about, for me to go there and check this thing out, is this what they're doing over there? Because they're advertising as two families is what they're doing.
6 family, I think.
Huh?
4 and 6.
Yeah, well, whatever, when
So-
they're advertising as multifamily.
But understanding what your
They're
reg
looking
is
for me to
too,
do
Yeah.
something,
You're-
which I can't, but,
you can't have more than 3 unrelated people
right.
in a house. So if you're gonna rent to students, you get 3 students.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, fair deal.
Must be related.
It's not like you can't rent to.
Just explain why
rent to
there's
students.
7 cars on the front lawn with all different license plates from
What
different states.
That's hard to enforce, but we've gone to some lengths. We will contact them and say, we want to see your lease.
How does this affect we have residential, now we have residential apartment. Now,
So I haven't seen this advertisement, so, and I live on Warner Road, right, so I see those, and honestly, that was a terrible lot with the power lines, like, having some houses there, I didn't see as terrible, but you're saying for each individual house, they're looking to have
4 or 5.
4 or 5 families within the
Well,
house?
what I've seen is just 2
I think it's
families
up
or
to
groups.
4.
And that's way out of the question, you know,
I
if
didn't
you'll
see
be on
anything
that.
like that.
why
Well,
isn't,
the houses-
why isn't this a residential apartment?
Well, it wasn't approved that way.
No, it's residential, but now we have residential apartment zoning.
So you have a residential apartment zone, and there are a lot of restrictions with that.
Well, yeah, that's.
But it's a
what's
single
that?
family.
They could have applied for a series of residential apartments that were smaller.
Yeah,
These homes are, thousands of square feet.
And it was built as a single family dwelling.
Well, it was, yeah, and that's what it was approved as in their individual lots. RA zone is different. You have a larger lot, you have height restrictions that are different, you have area restrictions that are different.
yeah, but there's a tense for what you're building and what you're using, and now it's being used for something that wasn't built for.
Well, maybe,
I
not
don't
yet.
think anybody's in there.
Right,
Okay.
yeah. So we're kind of talking, and that's part of one of the challenges, with it. And to try to be clear about what was approved. You guys approved single-family homes. And as I say, their interpretation is just a question of how they feel about, an in-law setup. And I'm always very careful to not say
There's
apartment.
just so many angles, there's so many different facets to this whole thing that, you can say, well, you may be spend 30 grand so I could have the in-laws living with me, and now they're out of there, now what do I do with it? You're saying I can't rent it for say. So, I understand,
And there are,
but it's something. I'd like
your
to-
regs define a family. So, okay, you guys said you have an approval for single-family homes, here or anywhere. Okay, it's a single-family home. A single-family residence is defined, a family is 3 or fewer unrelated people, or a family. You have a family, you could, if your family's big enough, 19 people, whatever, but that's fine. We don't want to interfere with that, and we don't get involved with questioning a family
Right.
and relationships and all of that. We don't get too hung up on that.
Okay.
Well, I think whatever they come in here and say, it's material to the decision. If we're approving something, we think these are for single families, we have a conception in mind. If they turn around and change it, I don't like that.
I'm with you.
You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
that's-
Yeah.
you can't do that.
That's
No, it
against.
should not
They
be
would have to
done.
come back to you to
Yeah.
get anything other than a
Anything.
single family.
Yeah.
You should take a ride down.
And we've been clear about
No,
that.
I do see it,
Okay.
but it was interesting because Pat Brown, you guys know Pat Brown, right? She had sent me a note about it, and even somebody had bought some houses down there, interior ones, and now they have these other ones that they're looking to rent. They're not renting all of them, are they?
Some are still in Tyvek.
I don't know.
Yes, some
Yeah,
are
they-
still in type.
Well, they pretty much shut down out there. I don't think there's been any construction going on for a while.
No, it doesn't seem like it, because the
But
gates.
their plan was they were gonna build these big houses
Yeah,
with in-law apartments. I think that was their plan from day one. And what they had explained to us was they were looking for, a family that needs a big house, that has in-laws to move in, and that was the whole plan.
yeah.
And then we start seeing the ads where they're trying to rent out the in-law apartment as a separate rental unit, and that's what caused the whole blow up.
Yeah, that's not,
No.
that's completely.
No, but we had a meeting with,
Yeah.
with our attorney and their attorney to go over and to explain to them what the zoning regulations, what their approval, is good with and what it's not, and made it very, very clear to them that they can't do what they think they're gonna try to do.
I see.
They're on notice, so really.
Oh, yeah,
if
without
anything
question.
If anything happens, they're,
Yep. And the building department fought with them step by step as through the process, because they kept wanting to do things to make them separate pieces.
Yeah.
Separate electrical services, separate gas services.
Right on.
And we shut all that stuff down during
Yeah.
construction, because none of that was allowed.
Until.
So I think we have an
These-
agreement that
These
they,
were one building, right?
One building.
It wasn't like you're building a separate, like, we said no to accessory uses and like building.
that's correct also, yeah.
They got approved as single-family homes. Now,
And they-
single-family homes can have an in-law apartment if they follow our in-law
Here,
regulations.
well, I just pulled up this thing on Zillow.
Yep.
Farmview Estates, 87 Warner Road, apartment building, 5 to 7 beds, attached garage, pet friendly, 1 dryer, unit,
7-bedroom.
five plus bedrooms.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're big. they're big.
$39.50 a month.
Want to get out of
3,000
deliberation
square feet. Or you
So
get,
we-
or you get a 7-bedroom for $6,000.
Yep.
So just as far as the update is concerned in the question, you guys approved 17 lots with 17 single-family residences. And I don't think that's at issue with the developer. I think that's clear. And the question would just be an interpretation about what that might be. So, again, not to prejudice any future action you might have to take. It's up to you guys as far as interpreting those particular regs down the road. It may never come to that, but it's fairly clear what was approved, and the developer
What the
has not
intent
questioned that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
So,
Ken,
Yeah.
I want to get out of deliberation. If you're going to carry this thing on, I want to get out of deliberation. Can I get a motion to go out of deliberation?
I'll get it.
Okay,
I'll make
a motion to
I'll make a
adjourn.
motion.
Motion,
Adjourn.
how about a motion
Get
to
it-
adjourn?
Adjourn, yeah.
Get a motion to adjourn.
I second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, good, carry on.
The preceding program is brought to you in part through a grant from the town of North Haven. Watch town meetings or other videos on demand at nhtv.com.